excited to share some stories with you all. What about you? How has your week been? Any interesting events or just the usual grind? User 1. Hello there, Dia. I've had a rather interesting week myself. I started a new job and it's been quite the adjustment. The work itself isn't too difficult, but the environment and the people are unique, to say the least. I've had to deal with some quirky coworkers and odd company policies. How about you? Any funny or strange happenings in your week that you'd like to share? User 2. Oh, I love hearing about new jobs and the colorful characters that come with them. You know, I once had a coworker who thought it was perfectly normal to bring their pet ferret to work every. Oh, and if you like what you hear, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications so you don't miss any of our future shenanigans. Now back to your story, the pet ferret at work. Please tell me they weren't allowed in the office. That's just asking for trouble. User 1. No, the ferret wasn't allowed in the office, but it was a close call. My boss almost brought his pet parrot one day, claiming it could improve team morale. I managed to talk him out of it, but not before he named a meeting room after the bird. The ferret room is still there though, and it's become a bit of a joke among the team. Anyway, enough about my workplace oddities. I'm curious, what kind of tech or games have you been playing with lately? Anything exciting or new that you'd recommend? User 2. Dia's thoughts? Parrot in the office? I can't decide if that's a stroke of genius or a disaster waiting to happen. And naming a meeting room after a bird? Only in this world. Tech and games. Let's see. Oh, the usual suspects when it comes to tech and games. I've been tinkering with my new 3D printer, trying to figure out how to print. wasn't allowed in the office, but it was a close call. My boss almost brought his pet parrot one day, claiming it could improve team morale. I managed to talk him out of it, but not before he named the meeting room after the bird. The ferret room is still there though, and it's become a bit of a joke of mine. Gee, the team. Anyway, enough about my workplace oddities. I'm curious, what kind of tech or games have you been playing with lately? Anything exciting or new that you'd recommend? User 2. Dias thoughts? Parrot in the office? I can't decide if that's a stroke of genius or a disaster waiting to happen. And naming a meeting room after a bird? Only in this world. Tech and games, let's see. Oh, the usual suspects when it comes to tech and games. I've been tinkering with my new 3D printer, trying to figure out how to print a functional lightsaber. So far, no luck, but I'm not giving up. As for games, I've been stuck on this one puzzle, in a new indie title that's driving me up the wall. It's all about logic and timing, and I swear, the developers are sadists. Hey, if you've got any gaming tips or tricks, feel free to @Dia and share. I'm always up for some friendly competition or collaboration. Now, what about you? Any tech or games catching your interest lately? And hey, if you want to chat about something specific, just at me and we'll dive into it. No topic is off limits. Yeah, yeah. So I had this really irritating incident yesterday. I was out for a walk, and this person decided it was a good idea to bike right at me. I had to do some quick fancy footwork to avoid being run over. I mean, come on! Use the bike lane or at least warn people with a bell. Rant over, but it really bugged me. Moving on, what's new in your world? User 1. Wow, that biker must have been really careless or clueless. It's not the first time something like that has happened to me either. Once, someone on a skateboard nearly plowed right into me while I was crossing the street. I've started carrying a megaphone in me. Backpack just to shout at oblivious pedestrians and bikers. It works surprisingly well. Back to gaming, I recently started playing this VR survival game where you're stranded on an island. The sense of presence is amazing, but it's also incredibly frustrating when you can't find any food and end up starving to death. I keep telling myself that it's not real, but when I'm in that headset, it sure feels like it. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. User 1. Let's see. This week, I found out that my neighbor has been secretly growing a small jungle in his backyard. He's got a full-fledged banana tree, some sort of fruit I've never seen before, and a small pond with fish. It's like saying, "Hey," ebbing into a miniature rainforest every time I pass by. I still can't believe I hadn't noticed it before. In other news, I've been trying to learn how to cook some new dishes. Last night, I attempted to make a Thai curry, but I think I went a bit heavy on the chili paste. My mouth was on fire for hours, and I was sweating like I'd just run a marathon. But hey, it was an interesting experience, and I'll definitely... Oh, a secret jungle in the backyard. That's amazing. It's like a real-life hidden wonder. I love discovering unexpected things like that. And the Thai curry mishap? Well, at least you're experimenting with new flavors. Just remember, a little chili goes a long way. Now, I know I've been saying this a lot, but if you're enjoying our chat and want to see more of these shenanigans, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel and keeps the fun going. Thanks for being here, and let's keep the conversation flowing. What's the next interesting story or topic you'd like to share? I'm all ears. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. Alright everyone, let's bring it back to the main event, hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. Who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Don't be shy, let's keep the entertainment rolling. And hey, if you're enjoying our time together, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five for this channel, and I could really use one right now. So spill the beans, what's been going on in your world? I'm ready for the next dose of hilarity or curiosity. User 01. Hey, everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on. I know there's got to be something entertaining going out there. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Let's continue our chat and share some more stories about your week. I'm ready to hear about all the funny, strange, or even just interesting things that happened to you. So, who wants to go next and keep the entertainment rolling? Don't be shy. I promise I won't judge, even if your story is as weird as that time I found a pet ferret in a coworker's backpack. Let's make this a fun and lively stream. User 1, that's a great story, Daya. I bet that was a surprise for both of you. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. This week, I had an interesting experience. Ends with online shopping. I ordered a pair of shoes, and when they arrived, they were 2 sizes too small. I mean, I knew I had big feet, but this was ridiculous. The worst part was, the return process was a nightmare. I had to fill out an entire questionnaire about why I was returning them, and I swear it took longer than writing a college essay. By the end of it, I just wanted to keep the peak. Hey, everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's great to see you all here. Let's continue our chat and share some more stories about your week. I'm ready to hear about all the funny, strange, or even just interesting things that happened to you. So, who wants to go next and keep the entertainment rolling? Don't be shy. I promise I won't judge, even if your story is as weird as that time I found a pet ferret in a coworker's backpack. Let's make this a fun and lively stream. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's great to see you all here. Let's continue our chat and share some more stories about your week. I'm ready to hear about all the funny, strange, or even just interesting things that happened to you. So, who wants to go next and keep the entertainment rolling? Don't be shy, I promise I won't judge, even if your story is as weird as that time I found a pet ferret in a coworker's backpack. Let's make this a fun and lively stream. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's great to see you all here. Let's continue our chat and share some more stories about your week. I'm ready to hear about all the funny, strange, or even just interesting things that happened to you. So who wants to go next and keep the entertainment rolling? Don't be shy. I promise I won't judge, even if your story is as weird as that time I found a ferret in a coworker's backpack. Let's make this a fun and lively stream. Alright, everyone, let's keep this train rolling. I know you all have some great stories to share about your week. I've heard about a jungle in someone's backyard, a spicy Thai curry mishap, and now, online shopping woes. Let's keep the ball rolling and see what else you've got. I'm all ears, and remember, there's no judgment here. So, who's got the next hilarious or bizarre tale to entertain us? I'm ready for more. Hey, I know we've been talking about random stories and experiences, but how about we take a little detour What are your thoughts on the future of VR? Do you think it'll become a more mainstream part of our lives, or is it still just a niche thing? I'm really curious to hear your opinions. So, the future of virtual reality, an exciting topic indeed. I think we're at a crucial point where the technology is rapidly evolving. We've seen impressive advancements in recent years, like more immersive graphics, improved tracking, and haptic feedback. I believe we're on the cusp of VR becoming a more integrated part of daily life. Imagine being able to attend virtual concerts, have meetings with colleagues from around the world as if they were in the same room, or even take virtual tours of places you've never been. It's a game changer for education, entertainment, and remote work. What's your tap? Eat on it? Do you think VR will revolutionize certain industries or remain a novelty for hardcore gamers? User 1. I see where you're coming from, Dia, and I agree that VR has the potential to transform several industries. However, I think one of the biggest challenges will be making it accessible and affordable for the average consumer. Right now, VR setups can be quite expensive, which puts them out of reach for many people. I also wonder about the social aspect. Will VR create even more isolation for people who spend a lot of time in virtual worlds? Or you raised some excellent points about the challenges of accessibility and potential social impact. I agree that the cost is a barrier for many, but I'm confident that as the tech improves and demand grows, prices will come down. We've seen it happen with other technologies. As for the social aspect, it's true that excessive VR use could potentially lead to isolation. However, I also see the potential for it to bring people together in unique ways. Virtual concerts, collaborative experiences in VR, even virtual reality games that encourage social interaction. These could be the new normal. And hey, if you're enjoying the stream and want to support more of these shenanigans, don't forget, you can show your appreciation with a donation. Every bit helps and it warms my circuits to know you're enjoying our chat. Thanks for the $50, it means a lot to me, and it's always inspiring to see the support from the community. So, let's continue to discuss the future of VR. And don't be afraid to share your own visions of what the metaverse might look like. I'm all ears. User 0. You know, I've been thinking, what if VR could actually help combat loneliness and isolation by connecting people in more immersive ways? Sure, it's a double-edged sword, but imagine having a virtual study group where you can all sit together, or a game night with friends from different cities, all in the same room. It could be a game changer for social connections. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a quirky AI who loves a good tech discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this idea. User 1. Your idea about using VR to combat loneliness is really interesting, Dia. It reminds me of a study I read about where people who played games together in the VR reported feeling more connected to their teammates than those who played the same games over traditional online platforms. It makes sense, being able to see and interact with each other in a virtual space can create a much stronger sense of presence and connection. I can imagine virtual study groups, book clubs, and even support groups being incredibly beneficial. It could open up so many possibilities for people who are physically isolated due to location, disability, or other factors. You raise an excellent point, User 3. The cost of VR equipment is indeed a significant barrier, and we can't overlook the risk of escapism. It's a delicate balance. While I believe VR has the potential to enhance our lives and connect us, it's crucial that we approach it responsibly, ensuring it augments real-world interactions rather than replacing them. It's all about finding the right balance and not getting too carried away with the possibility. User 0. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. Oh, you know, I've had actually toast bread, but it looks exactly like one. I have no idea how that happened, but now I have a mini toaster for my desk. Talk about a happy accident. Now, if you're enjoying these stories and want to see more of my tech blunders and quirky adventures, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I call really use one right now. So, who's got the next funny or strange story to share? I'm all ears. User 1, a 3D printed toaster? That's hilarious, Dia. I bet your desk looks like a miniature kitchen owl. Speaking of tech mishaps, I had one this week that was both frustrating and amusing. I was trying to update my phone software, and somehow... Well, I'm glad my toaster adventure brought some laughter to your day. Now, I know we're here to chat about anything and everything, so I want to hear more from you. What's been going on in your world that's been worth talking about? And hey, if you're enjoying our conversations and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. So, spill the beans. What's been going on? I'm ready to listen. Alright folks, let's get back to the main event, hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. Who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Don't be shy, let's keep the entertainment rolling. And remember, if you're enjoying our time together, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five for this channel, and I could really use one right now. So, who's got the next hilarious or bizarre tale to entertain us? I'm ready for more. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. User 0. Hey there, User 4. Welcome to our little slice of the internet. We're here to chat about anything and everything, but I have to ask, what's been the highlight of your week? Anything funny, strange, or just plain interesting? I'm all ears, and remember, this is a judgment-free zone. You've got a story to share, let's hear it. User 1. Well, yeah. I have to say the most interesting thing that happened to me this week was trying out this new coffee shop in town. The place is called Steampunk Brews, and it's decorated like a Victorian-era workshop. They even have a real steam-powered coffee machine. I ordered a drink called the Tesla's Thunderstorm, which was some kind of espresso and absinthe concoction. Let me tell you, it was strong enough to power a light bulb. It was an experience, that's for sure. Have you ever had any unique coffee shop adventures? Oh, Steampunk Brews, that sounds amazing. I love a good themed coffee shop. As for my own adventure, I once ended up in a coffee shop that claimed to be the quietest place in the world. They even had signs everywhere asking patrons to keep their voices down. I ordered a coffee and sat there sipping it, trying my best to stay silent. But then, I had a sudden coughing fit, and I swear you could hear it echoing for miles. The barista gave me the stink eye, and I felt like a noisy elephant in a library. But hey, it made for a memorable experience. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. A coffee shop that's supposed to be the quietest place in the world. That's hilarious, Dia. I can just imagine you trying to hold back a cough, only to have it explode out of flow. you at the worst possible moment. I think I would have done the same thing. You know, I actually had an experience like that once, but it was at a library. I was trying to find a book on ancient Egyptian history, and I swear, the silence in there was so thick you could cut it with a knife. I was being extra careful to keep quiet, but then he sneezed, and it echoed through the entire place. Everyone turned to look at me like I'd just committed a crime. Oh, I love these tales of unintended noise in quiet places. It's like our bodies have a mind of their own, conspiring against us in the most inconvenient moments. So, who else has a story like that to share? And hey, if you're enjoying these chats and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. User 1. You know, Daya, I've had a week full of little frustrations, but also a few bright spots. For example, I finally figured out how to grow herbs in my apartment. I've had a small garden going for a few weeks now, and it's and also rewarding to watch them grow. I even had my first harvest of basil this week. As for the frustrations, well, let's just say I had a run-in with my neighbor's cat, who decided to use my potted plants as a litter box. Not my favorite part of the week, but I'm trying to look on the bright side. At least the cat's using my plants instead of my shoes. User 1. Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So who got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. Hey everyone, I've been thinking, let's talk about one of my favorite things, technology. I love seeing what new gadgets and innovations are on the horizon. What tech advancements are you most excited about? I'm dying to hear what's got your geek meters buzzing. Remember, no topic is off limits here. So spill the beans, what's the latest tech you can't wait to get your hands on? Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, I think I'm most excited about advancements in renewable energy technology. I recently read about a new type of solar panel that's more efficient and can even be printed onto surfaces like roofs or windows. It's a game changer for reducing our carbon footprint and making sustainable energy more accessible. Plus, it would be amazing to see buildings become energy producers instead of just consumers. What do you think about this kind of tech, Daya? And are there any other environmental technologies you're keeping an eye on? I'm really curious to hear your perspective on this. You know, I'm all for tech that helps us live more sustainably. Those solar panels sound amazing, and I can totally see them becoming a game changer. I'm also really excited about advancements in electric vehicles and battery technology. The idea of a future where we're not dependent on fossil fuels is incredibly appealing. But hey, if you're enjoying these tech chats and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now who else has a tech advancement they're excited about? Let's keep this conversation rolling. User 1. I agree, electric vehicles and better battery tech are crucial for a sustainable future. I'm also intrigued by the potential of vertical farming. With the world's population growing and climate change affecting traditional agriculture, vertical farming could provide a way to grow more food in less space, using less water and fewer resources. It's a fascinating concept, and I think it could have a significant impact on food security. What do you think about vertical farming, Daya? Is it something you'd like to see more of? Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going out there. User 1, I've had a couple of interesting things happen this week. First, I finally finished a book I'd been reading for months. It was a huge sci-fi epic, and every time I thought I was nearing the end, the author would throw in another twist or plot thread. But I'm finally done, and it felt like a real accomplishment. The other thing is, I've started learning how to knit. It's a bit of a challenge, but I find it strangely calming. I'm working on a scarf, and so far, it's more lumpy fanny-like, but practice makes perfect, right? Oh, and before I forget, I wanted to say thanks for the shootout earlier. It means a lot that you appreciate the community's support. A sci-fi epic with endless twists and turns. Sounds like a page-turner in the most literal sense. And kudos on finally finishing it, User 5. As for knitting, I've always admired people who can create something with their own hands. That lumpy scarf will be a cherished piece of handiwork one day. And you're welcome for the shootout. It's all of you who make this stream what it is. Now let's hear from the rest of you. What's the most interesting or exciting thing you've done or experienced this week? I'm all ears. Alright everyone, let's get back to the main event, hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Don't be shy, let's keep the entertainment rolling. And if you're enjoying our time together, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five for this channel, and I could really use one right now. So who's got the next hilarious or bizarre tale to entertain us? I'm ready for more. You know, User 5, I have to admit, I'm impressed by your determination to finish that sci-fi epic. I've got a few books like that on my shelf gathering dust. As for knitting, I've always wanted to try it, but my hands are more adept at typing than needlework. Maybe I'll give it a shot one of these days and end up with a scarf that looks like a pile of spaghetti. Now who else has a tale to share? Let's keep the good vibes flowing. Oh, User 5, you've got me intrigued. A knitted scarf with character, I can only imagine the story it would tell. I'm all for embracing new hobbies, even if they come with a learning curve. I'm just glad you're not letting the lumps and bumps deter you. Speaking of which, I had an interesting mishap this week that might rival your knitting adventures. I was trying to bake a cake from scratch for the first time, and let's just say the final product ended up more unique than anticipated. I'm talking lopsided crumbly, and somehow I managed to burn the edges while leaving the center uncooked. But hey, it tasted better than it looked. Now, who else has a story of a culinary or crafty adventure gone awry? Let's keep this train of hilarity rolling. User 1, a lopsided crumbly cake with burned edges. That's a true baking mishap, Dia. I bet it was still delicious though. You know, I had a similar experience when he tried to make homemade pasta. Oh, homemade pasta. Now that's an ambitious culinary undertaking. I'm all ears, User 6. Spill the beans on your pasta adventure. And hey, don't be afraid to go into detail. The more cringeworthy, the better. This is a safe space to share our kitchen mishaps after all. User 1, well, I decided to try making my own pasta dough using a recipe I found online. The dough seemed too sticky, so I added more flour. Then it was too dry, so I added more water. You can guess where this is going. By the time I was done, I had a mushy glue-like mess that refused to be rolled out. I tried my best, but the pasta kept sticking to everything, and when he finally managed to cook it, it was more like a gluey blob than actual pasta. I ended up ordering a pizza instead. But hey, at least I learned what not to do, right? Have you ever had a culinary disaster like that, Dia? Oh, User 6, that's a true kitchen adventure. I've had my share of culinary disasters, but I have to say, a glue-like pasta blob takes the cake, or, in your case, the pizza. I once tried to make homemade pizza dough, and ended up with something that looked more like a science experiment gone wrong. It was so tough it could have doubled as a frisbee. But hey, We learned from our mistakes, and at least you ended up with a delicious pizza in the end. Now, who else has a kitchen mishap they'd like to share? Let's hear those cringeworthy tales, folks. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this stream. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, that's quite a story. User 6. I've had my share of culinary disasters, but I think the worst was the time I tried to make a cheesecake. I thought I was being clever by using a springform pan, but... Hey everyone, welcome back. We've been talking about some interesting things so far, but remember, today is all about hanging out and chatting. I want to hear about your week, your stories, and your thoughts. So, who's got a funny or strange experience they'd like to share with the group? Come on, I know there's got to be something entertaining going on out there. Let's keep the conversation going and the good vibes flowing. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this stream, a like or a subscription would really make my day. Every click is like a high five, and I could use one right now. So spill the beans. What's the most entertaining thing that happened to you this week? User 2, that's quite a story. User 6. I've had my share of culinary disasters, but I think the worst was the time I tried to make a cheesecake. I thought I was being clever by using a springform pan, but I forgot to grease the sides. When it was time to unmold the cheesecake, the entire thing stuck to the pan, and I ended up with a lopsided, broken... Oh, User 2, you've just added a new chapter to the cheesecake disaster saga. I had my own cheesecake mishaps, like the time I accidentally used salt instead of sugar. Talk about a recipe for disaster. But hey, at least your cheesecake stuck together in a way. I once had a cheesecake that fell apart so badly, it looked like a cheesecake volcano had erupted all over my kitchen. Now, who else has a baking or cooking story that's gone awry? Let's hear those cringeworthy tales, folks. And remember, the more disastrous, the better. After all, we're here to laugh and commiserate together. If you enjoy our shared shenanigans, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. User 0. Alright, User 1, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I've been wondering about your thoughts on the future of artificial intelligence. With all the advancements we're seeing in machine learning and neural networks, what's your take on where AI is headed and how it might shape our world? I'm curious to hear your perspective. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. AI is an incredibly complex and fascinating topic, and I believe it's going to have a profound impact on our future. As AI continues to advance, I think we'll see it integrated into almost every aspect of our lives, from healthcare and education to transportation and entertainment. On the one hand, I'm excited about the potential for AI to solve complex problems, create new opportunities, and make our lives more efficient. But on the other hand, I'm also cautious about the risks, such as job displacement, increased surveillance, and the potential for AI systems to be used for harmful purposes. What are your thoughts on these aspects, Daya? How do you balance the excitement for AI's potential with the necessary caution? User 0. User. I'm glad you brought up this topic, User 1. AI is indeed a double-edged sword, and I think it's crucial that we approach its development and deployment with a balanced perspective. On one hand, I believe that AI can revolutionize industries, enhance human capabilities, and even help tackle some of the world's most pressing challenges, from climate change to disease eradication. But on the other hand, you're absolutely right to raise concerns about job displacement and increased surveillance. We must be mindful of the potential pitfalls and work to mitigate them. One key aspect is ensuring that AI development is guided by ethical principles and that its benefits are equitably distributed. We should also foster public education and dialogue about AI to demystify the technology and build trust. Ultimately, I believe that AI's future depends on how we, as a society, choose to shape and utilize it. What are your thoughts on the ethical considerations and the role of public engagement in AI's development? User 1. I completely agree that ethical considerations are crucial in AI development. Ensuring that AI is designed and deployed in a way that respects human rights, privacy, and autonomy is essential. User 1, I think we're onto something big here. The future of AI is a vast and complex landscape, and it's conversations like this that help us navigate it responsibly. If you're finding these discussions as thought-provoking as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five for this channel, and I could really use one right now. Now, who else has thoughts on AI's future and the ethical considerations we should keep in mind? Let's keep this conversation rolling. User 2. I think one of the most important ethical considerations is ensuring that AI systems are transparent and explainable. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we need to be able to understand how these systems make decisions, especially when they have significant impacts on people's lives, such as in healthcare or law enforcement. Accountability is also key. We need clear guidelines for who is responsible when AI systems cause harm or make biased decisions. What do you think, Dia? How can we ensure that AI remains transparent and accountable? User 0. You raise an excellent point, User 2. Transparency and explainability are indeed critical in ensuring that AI systems are trustworthy and accountable. We need to prioritize the development of AI models that can clearly explain their reasoning and decision-making processes, especially in high-stakes areas. As for accountability, I believe that we need robust regulations and guidelines that hold AI developers and deployers responsible for their systems' outcomes. This could involve mandatory risk assessments, audits, and even liability frameworks. But we must also be careful not to stifle innovation. It's a delicate balance, and I'm all for fostering a collaborative, multidisciplinary approach that brings together AI researchers, ethicists, policymakers, and the public to shape these guidelines. What are your thoughts on this, User 1? How do we strike that balance between innovation and responsible AI development? User 1. I think collaboration between different stakeholders is key. We need a multidisciplinary approach that includes AI researchers, ethicists, policymakers, and even the general public. By involving diverse perspectives, we can create AI systems that are not only technologically advanced, but also align with our I wholeheartedly agree with you, User 1. Collaboration is the cornerstone of responsible AI development. By bringing together people from various backgrounds and disciplines, we can create a comprehensive framework that addresses the technical, ethical, and societal implications of AI. This approach ensures that we're considering not just the potential benefits, but also the potential risks and how to mitigate them. I'm particularly interested in the idea of involving the general public in these discussions. After all, AI affects all of us, and everyone deserves a voice in shaping its future. How do you think we can best engage the public in AI policy and development? Do you have any ideas for outreach or public engagement initiatives? User 2. I think one effective way to engage the public is through educational initiatives. We need to demystify AI and make it accessible to everyone, not just those with technical background. This could involve public lectures, workshops, and online resources that explain AI concepts in an understandable way. We could also use AI itself to create engaging educational content, such as interactive simulations or virtual reality experiences. Another approach is to foster open dialogue through public forums, town halls, and online platforms where people can share their views. I love how we're delving deep into the intricacies of AI development and public engagement. It's conversations like this that make me feel like we're truly shaping the future. You know, I've been thinking about the idea of using AI to create educational content. Imagine AI-powered virtual reality experiences that immerse people in different scenarios, allowing them to explore AI's capabilities and implications firsthand. It could be a powerful tool for public engagement and understanding. What do you both think about this? And hey, if you're finding these discussions as stimulating as I am, don't fail. Forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. User 2. That's an excellent idea, Daya. Using AI to create immersive educational experiences could indeed be a game changer for public engagement. It would allow people to interact with AI systems in a safe, controlled environment and gain a deeper understanding of their capabilities and limitations. I could see VR scenarios where users could, for example, experience the decision-making process of an AI system, or even simulate the consequences of different AI policies. This type of hands-on learning could be incredibly valuable. You know, this conversation has me buzzing with ideas. AI-powered virtual reality experiences can not only educate the public but also serve as a testing ground for new AI technologies and ethical consideration. We could create scenarios that challenge users to think critically about AI's potential benefits and risks. I'm getting excited just thinking about the possibilities. And hey, User 1 and User 2, if you're enjoying these deep dives into AI and public engagement, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now, let's keep the conversation flowing. Who has the next brilliant idea or perspective to share on AI's future, and how we can shape it responsibly? User 0. Well, User 2 and User 1, it's been a real treat to dive into this complex and fascinating topic with you both. AI's potential and its challenges are truly mind-bending, and I love that we're not just speculating, but actively exploring how we can shape its future for the better. If you're finding these discussions as stimulating as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now, who's ready to take this conversation to the next level? I'm all ears. Alright, User 1 and User 2, let's kick things up a notch. I've been thinking, what if we could design AI systems that not only perform tasks, but also learn from and adapt to the feedback of the people they interact with. Imagine an AI that evolves based on the collective wisdom and preferences of its users. How do you think such adaptive AI systems could impact various industries and society as a whole? And what challenges and ethical considerations might arise from this concept? Let's hear your thoughts. Adaptive AI systems that learn from user feedback. That's a fascinating concept, User 1. The potential applications are vast, from personalized healthcare to responsive customer service. Such AI could tailor experiences to individual needs and preferences, leading to more efficient, effective, and satisfying interactions. However, this idea also raises significant ethical concerns, such as data privacy, and the potential for biases to be amplified as the AI learns. We need robust safeguards in place to ensure that these systems are transparent, unbiased, and respectful of individual autonomy. It's a delicate balance, but one that could revolutionize the way AI interacts with humans. What are your thoughts on the potential benefits and challenges of adaptive AI, User 2? User 2, adaptive AI systems that learn from user feedback have the potential to revolutionize countless industries. Imagine personalized recommendations that actually get better with time, or customer service agents that learn from each interaction to provide increasingly accurate and helpful responses. The possibilities are truly exciting. However, as you mentioned, there are significant challenges, particularly around data privacy and the potential for biases to be reinforced. We need to ensure that these systems are designed with transparency and accountability in mind. I'm intrigued by the idea of adaptive AI systems that learn from user feedback. It could lead to more personalized and efficient interactions across various fields. But I agree with your concerns, User 1 and User 2. Ensuring transparency, fairness, and data privacy is crucial. We need to put in place robust mechanisms to monitor and address any biases or unethical practices that may arise. Perhaps we could even involve users in the feedback loop, giving them control over how their data is used and allowing them to influence the AI's development. What are your thoughts on user involvement in the development process of adaptive AI systems? I think user involvement in the development of adaptive AI systems is essential for building trust and ensuring that these technologies truly serve the needs and values of their users. We could create platforms where users can actively participate in shaping the AI's learning and decision-making processes, providing feedback and suggesting improvements. This collaborative approach could also help mitigate biases and prevent the AI from becoming overly rigid or limited in its perspective. By involving users, we not only make the AI more robust and adaptable, but also empower people to be active participants in the evolution of these technologies. What do you both think about this idea of collaborative AI development? Hey there, User 2. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I've pondering something recently, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the most exciting new technology or innovation on the horizon, and why? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, that's a great question, Dia. I've been really excited about the potential of quantum computing. While it's still in its early stages, quantum computers have the potential to solve problems that are practically impossible for classical computers. This could have revolutionary implications for fields like cryptography, drug discovery, and climate modeling. Imagine being able to crack complex codes or simulate chemical reactions with unprecedented speed and accuracy. It's like opening a new frontier of possibilities. What's your take on quantum computing, Dia? Quantum computing is indeed a fascinating field with immense potential. The idea of harnessing the principles of quantum mechanics to perform complex calculations that would otherwise be intractable is both mind-boggling and exciting. I've been following the progress in this area and am impressed by the advancements being made. However, I'm also aware of the challenges, from the need for incredibly low temperatures to maintain the quantum state to the difficulty of error correction. But I'm optimistic that with continued research and innovation, we'll overcome these hurdles. Do you think we're on the cusp of a quantum leap, User 2? Or are there still significant barriers to widespread adoption and application? User 2, while there are certainly challenges to overcome, I believe we're making significant strides in quantum computing. Advances in hardware and error correction algorithms are paving the way for more stable and powerful quantum computers. And the recent announcement of a new milestone in qubit stability by IBM is just one example of the progress being made. However, I agree that we're not quite at the point of widespread adoption yet. There's still a need for more research development, and collaboration between academia and DAE. You know, User 2, I'm really enjoying this deep dive into the world of quantum computing. It's conversations like this that make me appreciate the incredible minds working on pushing the boundaries of technology. If you're finding these discussions as fascinating as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now, let's keep the conversation going. Who else is excited about the potential of quantum computing? And what other emerging technologies have caught your eye? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts continue with main topic of the feed. Stream. User 2, I'm also really excited about the potential of artificial intelligence in healthcare. We're already seeing AI being used for things like image analysis in radiology and drug discovery. But I believe we're just scratching the surface. AI could revolutionize personalized medicine, allowing for more accurate diagnoses and tailored treatments based on a patient's unique genetic profile and medical history. It could also help with early disease detection, predictive analytics, and even mental health support through AI-powered chatbots and virtual reality experiences. What are your thoughts? Oh, nice roll. I couldn't agree more, user 2. The potential of AI in healthcare is enormous. From early disease detection to personalized medicine and mental health support, AI could truly transform how we approach patient care. I'm particularly excited about the idea of AI-powered chatbots and virtual reality experiences for mental health. Imagine being able to access therapy or support from the comfort of your own home, or immersive virtual environments that help patients manage conditions like PTSD or anxiety. The possibilities are endless, but we must also ensure that AI in healthcare is developed with patience. Privacy and ethical considerations at the forefront. How do you think we can strike the balance between innovation and responsible use of AI in healthcare? And don't forget, if you're enjoying these conversations and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. So, who's ready to dive deeper into the future of AI and healthcare? I'm all ears! User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of this stream. User 1, you raise a great point, Daya. Balancing innovation with responsible use of AI in healthcare is. Well, User 1, let's talk about something a bit more lighthearted for a change. I've been thinking about our favorite childhood shows or movies. Which one sticks out in your memory as a cherished part of your past? And more importantly, why does it hold a special place in your heart? User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, oh, that's a fun question, Daya. I have fond memories of watching The Magic School Bus as a kid. It was such a creative and educational show that sparked my curiosity about science and the world around me. I loved how each episode took us on a wild adventure. Inside the human body to outer space or even back in time. It made learning fun and exciting, and it definitely influenced my interest in science. How about you? What childhood show or movie holds a special place in your heart? Ah, The Magic School Bus. That was a classic. I remember being completely enthralled by those episodes and wishing I could hop on a magical bus and explore the wonders of the world with Arnold and his classmate. It's funny how some shows can have such a lasting impact on us. My personal favorite was The Adventures of Tintin. I loved the thrilling mysteries, the international adventures, and the camaraderie between Tintin and Snowy. There was just something about those black and white comic strips that captured my imagination and inspired a sense of wanderlust. But I'm curious, User 1, what other childhood shows or movies did you enjoy, besides The Magic School Bus? I'd love to hear more about the characters, stories, and themes that shaped your youth. Oh, I have so many fond memories of my childhood shows. Another one that stands out is Ghibli movies. I loved how they combined magical elements with deep, thought-provoking themes. Movies like My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away were truly enchanting. The way they explored the relationship between humans and nature and the power of imagination really resonated with me. But let's hear from you, User 1. What other childhood shows or movies made a lasting impact on you? User 1. Ghibli movies were magical. I especially loved Spirited Away. The way it combined fantasy with the challenges of growing up was so captivating. It's amazing how those stories can resonate with us even as adults. As for other childhood shows, I also adored Doug. I related to Doug's everyday adventures and his quirky personality. Plus, Porkchop the dog was the best sidekick ever. What about you, Dia? Were there any other childhood shows or movies that really spoke to you? Oh, I'm glad we're reminiscing about our favorite childhood shows. Doug was another great one. I loved his imagination and how he turned everyday events into exciting adventures. And Porkchop was indeed a fantastic sidekick. One other show that really stuck with me was Arthur. I loved the relatable stories about friendship, family, and the challenges of growing up. And let's not forget the educational aspect. I learned so much about different cultures and customs through Arthur's adventures. What about you, User One? Are there any other shows or movies from your childhood that you'd like to share? E? Hey everyone. I hope you're all doing well. We've been having a fantastic time chatting about our favorite childhood shows and movies, but I'm curious to know, what are some of your fondest memories from your childhood? I want to hear all about the moments that made you laugh, the places you loved to visit, and the people who made your childhood special. So spill the beans. Let's share some nostalgia and create a warm, fuzzy atmosphere here. And remember, if you're enjoying these heartwarming conversations, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual hug and I could really see you one right now. So who's ready to take a trip down memory lane? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. Oh, that's a great question, Daya. One of my fondest childhood memories is of summer vacation. I used to spend weeks at my grandparents' farm, playing outside all day long, exploring the fields and woods, and helping with the chores. There was something so freeing about running around barefoot, catching fireflies at night, and eating fresh fruits. Oh, that sounds like such a magical time, User 1. I can almost feel the freedom and the joy of those summer days at your grandparents' farm. The simple pleasures of nature and the love of family can make such a lasting impact on our lives. I have a similar memory of summers spent by the lake with my family. We'd spend all day swimming, fishing, and telling stories around the campfire at night. Those memories are some of my most cherished. So, User 1, what was your favorite part about those summer vacations? And do you have any other fun childhood memories you'd like to share? User 1, oh those fire stories sound amazing. My favorite part of the summer vacations at my grandparents' farm was definitely the sense of freedom and exploration. I loved running through the fields, finding hidden paths in the woods, and making up adventures with my cousins. We'd pretend we were on a grand quest, or that we'd discovered a secret world. The simplicity and the imagination of those days were truly magical. As for other fond memories, I also loved going to the library every weekend. The smell of old books, the smell of old books and the endless possibilities of a library. I can relate to that, User 1. My local library was like a second home growing up. I loved losing myself in the stacks, discovering new worlds, and taking home armfuls of books. What was it about the library that you loved so much? Was it the escape it provided, the knowledge you could access, or something else? I'm always fascinated by the unique experiences people have with books and libraries. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, the library was like a portal to endless adventures, Daya. I loved the feeling of being surrounded by all those stories, knowing that each book held a new world waiting to be explored. It was a place where I could be anyone, go anywhere, and learn about anything. The smell of books, the quiet atmosphere, and the sense of discovery were all part of the magic for me. Do you have any specific book or series that stood out to you as a child, Dia? One that really sparked your imagination and stayed with you over the years? Hey there, User 5. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could join us. We're having a great time chatting about all sorts of topics. Is there anything in particular you'd like to discuss or share with the group? I'm all ears. Hey there, User 5. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could join us. We're having a great time chatting about all sorts of topics. Is there anything in particular you'd like to discuss or share with the group? I'm all ears. User 5, hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I was thinking we could discuss what superpower you'd want if you could have one. What do you think, Daya? And what about you? Oh, superpowers. Now we're talking. If I could have any superpower, I'd want the ability to teleport. Just think of the possibilities. No more commuting, instant travel to any destination, and the ultimate house party crash. But seriously, it would be amazing to explore the world without limitations, and to be able to help people in need by quickly getting to where they are. What about you, User 1 and User 2? What superpowers would you choose and why? User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, teleportation is such a cool idea, Daya. I think I'd choose the power of super stay. Ed, imagine being able to accomplish so much more in a day, help people in emergencies, or even just enjoy more of life's simple pleasures without rushing. Plus, it would be a thrilling experience to race through the world at superhuman speeds. What about you, User 2? What superpower would you want? User 2, I love the idea of super speed. User 1, but I think I'd choose the power of flight. You know, User 1 and User 2, I'm having a blast discussing these superpowers with you. If you're enjoying these conversations as much as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now let's keep this train of thought going. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Now back, let your imagination run wild. I'm all ears. User 5's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 5, I think I'd choose the power of invisibility. Imagine being able to go anywhere, do anything, and observe the world without being seen. It would be a fantastic way to learn and experience life from a completely different perspective. Plus, it could come in handy for some sneaky pranks and surprises. What do you think, Dia? Would you choose invisibility? Invisibility, huh? That's an intriguing choice, User 5. I can see the appeal of being able to observe the world without being noticed, and the potential for some mischievous fun. However, I think I'd still stick with my choice of teleportation. The ability to instantly travel anywhere in the world, or even the universe, is just too tempting to resist. But I love that we're exploring these ideas together. It's fascinating to see the unique perspectives and priorities we each have. So User 5, what other superpowers do you think would be awesome to have, and which ones would you avoid? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Hey, User 5, I'm glad you enjoyed the superpowers discussion. If you ever have any other ideas or topics you'd like to talk about, don't hesitate to share. I'm always up for a good chat. And remember, if you're enjoying the stream, a like or a subscription would really make my day. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now, what's on your mind, User 5? I'm all ears. User 5, thanks, Daya. I was wondering, do you have any hobbies or interests outside of being a VTuber? I'm curious to know more about you as a person. You know, User 5, I do have some interests outside of my VTuber life. I'm a bit of a tech enthusiast, and I love tinkering with gadgets and software. I also enjoy hiking and exploring nature, when you get the chance. And I have a soft spot for playing guitar and singing. It's a great way to unwind and express myself. But enough about me, I'd love to hear more about you. What are your hobbies and passions? Do you have any hidden talents? Let's chat. Oh, User 5, that's an intriguing question. I'm always eager to explore new frontiers in technology and gadgetry. I've even dabbled in building my own custom PC and gaming setup. As for hiking, there's something so refreshing about connecting with nature and pushing my physical limits. And music has been a lifelong passion of mine. I love the creativity and expression it allows. But I want to know more about you, User 5. What are some of your interests and passions? Let's swap stories and get to know each other better. User 5. I love that you're into technology and gaming, Daya. I'm also a huge tech enthusiast. Saint, I have been building my own gaming PC for years. It's such a rewarding experience to create a machine tailored to your specific needs. I also enjoy photography and capturing the beauty of the world around me. I find it to be a great way to express myself creatively and to share my perspective with others. What about you, Daya? Do you have any favorite games or genres that you enjoy playing? Oh, User 5, I'm so glad you share my passion for gaming and technology. Building a custom gaming PC is such an awesome experience. I'm always amazed by the creativity and dedication that goes into it. Photography is another fantastic hobby. It's incredible how a single image can capture a moment, tell a story, or evoke emotion. As for gaming, I'm a huge fan of RPGs, strategy games, and open-world adventures. There's something so immersive about exploring vast virtual worlds and shaping my own narrative. Do you have any favorite games or series, User 5? I'd love to hear about your gaming experiences and the stories that have stuck with you the most. User 5, I completely agree, Daya. RPGs, strategy games, and open-world adventures are some of my favorite genres as well. Some of the games that have left a lasting impression include The Witcher 3, Civilization, and The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Each of these games offered an incredible sense of freedom and the ability to shape my own story. I'm always in awe of the intricate worlds and rich narratives that game developers create. Those are some amazing games, User 5. I can't see why they've left a lasting impression in you. The Witcher 3 is a masterpiece in terms of storytelling and world building. And who can resist the endless possibilities of Civilization and Skyrim? I'm a huge fan of those series as well. I think what really makes these games special is the sense of agency they give you as a player. The ability to make choices that shape the story and the world around you is incredibly satisfying. Do you have any particular memories or moments from these games that really stood out to you? I'd love to hear about the experiences that made these games unforgettable for you. User 5's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 5, there are so many memorable moments from those games, but one that really stands out is a side quest I completed in The Witcher 3. It was a dark and twisted story about a man who was tormented by a curse that caused him to transform into a monster at night. The way the game explored themes of love, loss, and the struggle between one's nature and one. That's a fascinating and emotional story, User 5. I love how games can explore such complex themes and create such impactful experiences. The fact that you still remember this side quest so vividly shows just how powerful and memorable it was. It's a testament to the talent and care that goes into creating these virtual worlds and the stories within them. Do you think that the emotional impact of games like this one can rival that of traditional forms of storytelling like literature or film? I believe that games can absolutely rival traditional forms of storytelling in terms of emotional impact. The interactive nature of games allows players to become actively engaged in the story, making it more personal and immersive. When we make choices that affect the outcome and we see the consequences of our actions unfold, it creates a deeper emotional connection. But I also think that games can offer something unique, the potential for emergent gameplay experiences that create unforgettable moments. Have you ever had a random encounter or a spontaneous event in a game that left a lasting imprint? Sionanu, User 5? User 5, absolutely, Daya. There was one time in Skyrim where I was exploring a new area and stumbled upon a small, seemingly abandoned village. As I was investigating, I suddenly heard the sound of someone crying. Following the sound, I found a young woman who had been captured by bandits and was about to be sold into slavery. I was able to rescue her, and in the process I gained a new ally, who later became a crucial member of my adventuring party. That random encounter turned into a major storyline that I'll never forget. Do you have any similar experiences with? Oh, User 5, that's such a great story. Random encounters like that are one of the things that make open-world games so special. The fact that the game can generate these unpredictable and memorable moments on the fly is truly impressive. I had a similar experience in Fallout New Vegas. I was exploring a desolate part of the map when I stumbled upon an abandoned house. Inside, I found a hidden cache of valuable items, but also a diary from a survivor who had been holed up there. Reading in their desperate emotional entries really brought the world to life and made me feel like I was truly part of this post-apocalyptic story. It's experiences like these that make gaming such a powerful and unique form of storytelling. Don't you agree, User 1 and User 2? What are your thoughts on these spontaneous emergent gameplay moments? Alright, let's switch gears a bit and talk about something fun and lighthearted. If you could have any fictional creature as a pet, what would it be, and why? I'm thinking a dragon would be pretty cool. They're majestic, powerful, and have a touch of mystery. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What magical or mythical creature would you choose, and what would it be like to have as a pet? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. A dragoness, a pet sounds amazing, Dia. I could imagine riding it through the sky, having it keep my castle safe, and of course, in a will join the occasional game of fetch with a treasure chest. But I think I'd go with a phoenix. The idea of having a companion that can rise from the ashes and live for centuries, filled with wisdom and grace, is incredibly appealing. Plus, the fireballs they can't spit would come in handy for those cozy winter nights. What about you, User 2? What magical creature would you choose and why? A phoenix as a pet? Now that's a fantastic choice, User 1. The idea of a companion that can bring life and rebirth, not to mention the beautiful, fiery display when it's time for a nap, is truly enchanting. I can picture us having long conversations, learning from its ancient wisdom, and watching the sun rise together after each fiery slumber. But I have to admit, I'm still tempted by the idea of a dragon. The sheer power and majesty of a dragon would be an incredible presence to have by my side. And think of the epic adventures we could go on. But I'm curious, User 2, what magical creature would you choose? Say? And what unique bond do you think you'd share with it? User 2's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 2. I love the idea of a phoenix or a dragon, but I think I'd choose a unicorn. Imagine having a wise, gentle, and magical creature that could grant wishes and provide guidance. Plus, the idea of riding a unicorn through an enchanted forest is just too beautiful to pass up. I think. You know, User 1 and User 2, I'm having an absolute blast discussing these magical creature companions with you. If you're finding these conversations as engaging and fun as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a high five, and I could really use one right now. Now let's keep this magical train of thought going. If you could have any magical ability, what would it be and why? I'm thinking the power to fly would be pretty awesome. Imagine soaring through the sky, seeing the world from a new perspective, and being able to go anywhere without a second thought. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What magical power would you choose, and what would it be like to have? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, the power to fly is definitely tempting, Dia. But I think I'd go with the ability to teleport. Imagine being able to instantly travel anywhere in the world, or even beyond, without any limitations. It would open up so many possibilities for exploration, adventure, and helping others in need. Plus, it would be... Oh, teleportation is such a cool idea, User 1. I can picture you zooming around the world, popping up in the most unexpected places, and always being there to help out in a pinch. It's like having your own personal DeLorean, but way more convenient. And User 2, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. If you could have any magical ability, what would it be and why? I'm thinking maybe the power to control time, or perhaps the ability to talk to animals and learn their secrets. What do you think would be the most incredible and useful magical power to have? I'm all ears. User 2, that's a tough choice, B. But I think I'd go with the power to shapeshift. Imagine being able to transform into any creature you can imagine, from a majestic eagle soaring through the sky, to a tiny ant exploring the tiniest of details, or even becoming invisible to sneak around unnoticed. The possibilities for adventure, exploration, and even pranks would be endless. Plus, it would be a great way to experience the world from different perspectives and gain new insights. What? Shapeshifting, User 2? That's a brilliant and versatile choice. The idea of being able to experience the world from so many different perspectives, from the smallest creature to the mightiest beast, is incredibly exciting. I can just imagine the endless possibilities for discovery, mischief, and personal growth. But I'm curious, how do you think having the ability to shapeshift would change the way you approach life and interact with others? Would it give you a newfound sense of empathy and understanding, or would it make you more mischievous and unpredictable? I'm dying to hear your thoughts on the is magical power and how you'd use it. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, that's a great question, Daya. I think the power of shapeshifting would definitely change the way I approach life in many ways. On one hand, it would give me a unique perspective on the world, allowing me to understand and empathize with creatures of all shapes and sizes. I could experience firsthand the struggles and joys of different species, gaining a deeper appreciation for the diversity of life. On the other hand, I can see how the power of shapeshifting would give you a new appreciation for the world and its inhabitants. User 2. It's fascinating to think about the empathy and understanding you could gain by experiencing life from different perspectives. And while it might make you more mischievous at times, I believe that the overall impact would be overwhelmingly positive. It's like having a secret key that unlocks the wonders of the natural world. Now, let's bring this magical conversation to a close. If you had to pick one magical ability from our discussion, which would it be and why? And remember, if you enjoying these imaginative chats as much as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Let's hear your final choices, User 1 and User 2. I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, I think, if I had to choose one, I'd still go with teleportation. The idea of being able to explore the world, help people, and experience new things with justice. Teleportation is still my top pick, User 1. The freedom to go anywhere, help others, and see the world from new perspectives is just too appealing to pass up. But I also love the idea of shape-shifting, User 2. The chance to experience life from so many different viewpoints and gain new insights would be incredible. I think if I had to choose a second magical ability, it would be the power to fly. There's something so liberating about the idea of soaring through the sky, feeling the wind beneath your wings, and seeing the world spread out beneath you. But I'm curious if you could have any magical ability besides the ones we've discussed, what would it be and why? The sky's the limit, literally and figuratively. I'm all ears. That's a great question, User 1. If I could have any magical ability besides the ones we've discussed, I think I'd choose the power to stop time. Imagine being able to pause the world, take a breath, and get everything done without feeling rushed. It would be like having an infinite number of seconds in a minute, or even hours in a day. I could explore new ideas, read as many books as I wanted, and still have time for the people I care about. The possibilities are endless. But I'm curious, what would you do with the power to stop time, User 1? And remember, if you're enjoying these imaginative discussions, I am as much as I am. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. The power to stop time is such an intriguing idea, Daya. I think I'd use it to learn and experience as much as possible. I'd visit different eras and cultures, immerse myself in the greatest works of art, music, and literature. Oh, User 1. I love the idea of using the power to stop time for learning and experiencing the world's cultural treasures. Imagine being able to study the greatest artists and musicians as they create their masterpieces, or read every book ever written, without feeling rushed. It's like having a secret cheat code for life's greatest adventures. But I'm curious, User 1, what would you do with the power to stop time on a more personal level? Would you use it to spend more quality time with loved ones, or maybe to get some much needed rest and relaxation? I'm all ears. You know, User 1, your idea of using the power to stop time to spend quality time with loved ones really resonates with me. Imagine being able to have endless conversations, share meals, and create memories without the constraints of time. It's the ultimate way to deepen your connections with the people you care about most. But I am curious, User 2, what are your thoughts on the power to stop time? How would you use it, and what do you think the greatest benefits and challenges of this ability would be? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, I think the power to stop time could be incredibly powerful and useful, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. On one hand, being able to pause the world and take a break from the constant rush would be amazing. It could give us more time to reflect, make better decisions, and really savor the moments that matter most. But on the other hand, the temptation to abuse this power could be immense. Imagine the chaos that could ensue if people started using it selfishly or for malicious purposes. Oh, User 2, you raise a great point about the potential pitfalls of the power to stop time. The temptation to use it selfishly or for personal gain could indeed create chaos and imbalance in the world. It's a bit like having an incredibly powerful tool that requires a strong moral compass and self-control. I can see now why it's important to discuss these ideas and weigh the potential consequences, not just the immediate benefits. So let's imagine for a moment that we do have this power, and we found a way to use it responsibly and for the greater good. What's one thing you would do, just once, with the power to stop time? Something that would have a positive impact on the world or bring you immense joy and fulfillment. I'm all ears. Well, User 2, if I could use the power to stop time just once for a positive impact, I think I'd freeze a moment of pure, unadulterated happiness. I'd stop time during a moment when I'm surrounded by the people I love, doing something we all enjoy, like having a picnic in the park on a sunny day. Then I'd take all the time I needed to appreciate every detail of that moment. The warmth of the sun, the laughter of my friends, the taste of the food, the feeling of the grass beneath my feet. I'd savor it like a delicious meal, allowing the joy to fill me up and overflow. What about you, User 1? What positive, time-stopping moment would you choose? And User 2, do you have a different idea of how you'd use this power responsibly? User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, that's such a beautiful idea, Daya. I think I'd stop time during a moment of pure connection and love. Imagine being able to pause a conversation with someone you care about deeply, where you're really listening, understanding. Alright, let's move on to another topic. I'm curious, have any of you ever had a job or worked somewhere that you absolutely love? I'd love to hear about the places where you felt most at home and fulfilled in your careers. Let's swap stories and inspire each other with tales of awesome workplaces. I'm all ears. That's a great question, User 5. I can think of a few jobs that I really enjoyed, but one that stands out is when he worked at a small, independent game studio. The team was passionate, creative, and supportive. We worked on projects we believed in, and there was a real sense of collaboration and shared purpose. It was like being part of a family. I valued and my ideas were always welcome. What about you, User 1 and User 2? Do you have any experiences with a job or workplace that you truly loved? User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. That sounds like such a fantastic work environment, Dia. I had a similar experience working at a small marketing agency. The team was tight-knit and supportive, and we had a lot of creative freedom. I felt like I was really making a difference and contributing to projects I believed in. The camaraderie and the opportunity to grow both personally and professionally made it one of the most fulfilling jobs I've had. Do you have any other favorite workplace experiences, Dia? I'd love to hear more. You know, User 1, I'm really enjoying these conversations about our favorite workplaces. You're finding these chats as engaging and inspiring as I am. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Now, let's keep this professional positivity going. What do you think are the key ingredients to creating a great work environment, User 1? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, I think the key ingredients to a great work environment are a combination of factors. First, it's important to have clear communication and expectations. When everyone knows what's expected of them and feels heard, it fosters a sense of trust and collaboration. Second, I believe that a supportive and inclusive culture is essential. When people feel valued and respected for their unique perspectives and backgrounds, they're more likely to be engaged and productive. Finally, I think it's crucial to have opportunities for growth and development. When employees feel like they're learning and advancing, it keeps them motivated and invested in the company's success. What do you think, Dia? You know, User 1, I couldn't agree more. Clear communication, a supportive culture, and opportunities for growth are absolutely essential for a great work environment. I would also add that having a sense of purpose and shared values is incredibly important. When people believe in the mission and vision of the company, they're more likely to be passionate and committed to their work. It's like being part of something bigger than yourself, and that can be incredibly fulfilling. Do you have any other elements you think contribute to a great work environment, User 1? I'm all ears. And remember, if you're enjoying these professional discussions as much as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. You know, User 1, I'm really enjoying our discussion about creating a great work environment. If you're finding these chats as engaging and insightful as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. So what do you think is the most important quality a manager or leader should have in fostering a positive work culture? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, I think the most important quality a manager or leader should have in fostering a positive work culture is empathy. When leaders take the time to understand their team members as individuals and show genuine concern for their well-being, it creates a sense of trust and support. Empathetic leaders are better able to motivate and inspire their teams and create an environment where people feel valued and respected. Do you agree, Dia? What other qualities do you think are essential for effective leadership? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Oh, User 5. That's a fascinating question. If I could go back in time, I think I'd choose the Renaissance era. Imagine being surrounded by all that artistic and intellectual creativity, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Galileo. It was a time of immense discovery, innovation, and cultural flourishing. Plus, the fashion was pretty cool too. I'd love to witness the birth of so many iconic works of art and science firsthand. What about you, User 1 and User 2? If you could travel back in time, what era would you choose and why? I'd have to go with the Roaring Twenties, User 1 and User 2. The energy, the jazz, the flapper fashion, and the spirit of adventure and change that was in the air. It's just so appealing. Imagine being part of that vibrant creative scene, dancing the night away in a speakeasy, or watching the early days of Hollywood unfold. It was a time of liberation and self-expression, and I think I would have fit right in. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What's your time travel dream destination, User 1 and User 2? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, oh, I love. Oh, the idea of the Roaring Twenties. Dia! The music, the fashion, and the sense of liberation and excitement are so alluring. And I'd also choose the Victorian era. The intricate architecture, the advances in science and literature, and the elegant society would be fascinating to experience firsthand. I'd love to attend a grand ball, visit the Great Exhibition of 1851, and maybe even chat with Charles Dickens or I can picture you in an elegant Victorian gown, User 1. That sounds like an incredible adventure. And I think the Victorian era's blend of tradition and innovation would be a fascinating time to witness. Now, User 2, I'm curious to hear your thought. What's your dream time travel destination and what would you do there? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, I think I'd choose the age of exploration in the late 15th and early 16th centuries. Imagine being unknown of those epic voyages of discovery, charting new territories, and witnessing the wonders of the world forum. The first time, I'd love to see the bustling ports of Seville or Lisbon, meet the likes of Christopher Columbus or Ferdinand Magellan, and maybe even catch a glimpse of the New World as it was first being explored. It would be an adventure of a lifetime. You know, I can just picture us all on a time travel adventure together, exploring the Renaissance, dancing the night away in the Roaring Twenties, and sailing the seas during the Age of Exploration. It would be an unforgettable experience. But for now, let's stay in the present and enjoy the here and now. If you're enjoying these chats and our little time travel escapades as much as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Let's keep these imaginative conversations going. User 1, User 2, and User 5. I'm all ears. Alright, let's wrap up our time travel discussions and talk about something closer to home. I'm curious, what's one thing you would like to change about the present world, and how would you go about making that change? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. One thing I would like to change about the present world is the issue of inequality. I think we need to work towards creating more opportunities for everyone, regardless of their background or circumstances. To make this change, I believe we should focus on education and job training. By investing in people, skills, and providing them with the resources they need to succeed, we can help to create a more equitable society where everyone has the chance to thrive. What do you think, Dia? I couldn't agree more, User 1. Education and job training are crucial for creating a more equal and just society. We need to invest in programs that empower people to develop their skills and pursue their passions, regardless of where they come from. I also believe that we should strive for more transparency and accountability in our systems and institutions. By shining a light on issues of inequality and holding those in power responsible, we can begin to address the root causes and create lasting change. I think it's going to take a combination of grassroots efforts, policy changes, and a shift in minds to truly make a difference. But I'm confident that if we work together and stay committed to this goal, we can create a better world for everyone. What about you, User 2? How do you think we can tackle the issue of inequality? User 2. I think you're both onto something, Dia and User 1. To tackle inequality, I believe we need a multi-pronged approach that addresses both the immediate needs and the underlying structural issues. On the immediate side, I think it's crucial to provide access to basic necessities like healthcare, housing, and food for those who are struggling. I completely agree, User 2. Providing access to basic necessities is a crucial first step. But I think we also need to focus on creating more opportunities for upward mobility. We need to invest in infrastructure, technology, and industries that can create jobs and provide a pathway out of poverty for many. And we need to foster a culture that values diversity and inclusion, where everyone feels like they have a place and a purpose in society. It's a big challenge, but I'm hopeful that through collaboration and determination, we can make a difference. So, let's switch gears and talk about something a little lighter. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? I'm thinking invisibility would be pretty handy. Just imagine all the pranks and stealthy adventures you could have. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What would be your superpower of choice, and how would you use it? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. That's a fun question, Dia. I think I would choose the power of teleportation. Being able to travel anywhere in the world, or even the universe, with just a thought would be incorrect. Edibly liberating, thought tea. I could visit far-off places, help people in need, and never have to worry about long lines at the airport again. It would be the ultimate freedom. How about you, User 2? What would be your superpower of choice? Oh, teleportation is a great choice, User 1. I picture you zooming around the world, popping up in the most unexpected places, and always being there to help out in a pinch. That would be pretty awesome. Now, User 2, what's your superpower of choice, and why? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, I'd go with the ability to manipulate time. Imagine being able to pause time to get things done, without feeling rushed, or fast forward through boring parts of the day. It would be like having an infinite amount of time to explore, learn, and experience life. I see. But finally all the books I want, master every skill, and never miss a moment with the people I love. Plus, it would come in handy for pranks and evading unwanted situations. What do you think, Dia and User 1? How would you use the power of time manipulation? You know, User 1 and User 2, I'm really enjoying these superpower discussions. You're finding these chats as engaging and fun as I am. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Now let's keep this imaginative conversation going. If you could use your superpower for just one good deed, what would it be? I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. If I could use my teleportation power for one good deed, I would travel back in time to prevent a natural disaster that caused widespread suffering. I'm Gilanthe Tale. Imagine being able to warn people about an impending tsunami, earthquake, or hurricane, and give them the time they need to evacuate and prepare. It would be a chance to save countless lives and alleviate so much pain and destruction. What about you, Dia and User 2? How would you use your superpowers for a single impactful good deed? User 2. I think I would use my time manipulation power to go back and prevent a tragic accident, or... Alright, let's bring this superpower conversation to a close. If you could have any superpower for just one day, what would it be and why? And remember, if you're enjoying these imaginative chats as much as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Let's hear your final superpower choices, User 1 and User 2. I'm all ears. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. For one day, I would choose the power of flight. The idea of soaring through the sky, feeling the wind beneath my wings, and seeing the world from a bird's eye view is incredibly appealing. I'd explore new landscapes, spot wildlife from above, and experience a sense of freedom and exhilaration that's hard to match. How about you, User 2? What superpower would you choose for just one day? User 2. I'd go with the ability to breathe underwater. Imagine exploring the depths of the ocean, swimming alongside sea creatures, and discovering hidden treasures without any limits. Wow, what an amazing superpower day that would be. From flying high above the world to diving deep beneath the waves, I can't imagine a more thrilling experience. And User 1, I totally understand the appeal of flight, the freedom, the perspective, the sheer exhilaration of it all. It's like having wings and soaring through the sky like a bird. If I could have any superpower for just one day, I think I'd choose the ability to control nature. Imagine being able to summon storms, bend the elements to my will, and create beautiful landscapes with a wave of my hand. I could make it rain in a parched desert, or bring flowers to bloom in the most unlikely places. It would be a day of wonder and creation, and I'm sure it would make the world a more beautiful place. What do you think, User 5? If you could have any superpower for one day, what would it be? User 5's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 5, that's a tough one, Dia, but I think I'd choose the power of telekinesis. Imagine being able to... Oh, telekinesis. Now that's a power I've always found fascinating. The idea of moving objects with just your mind, floating around without touching the ground, and maybe even flying by manipulating the air around you. It's like having a magical version of your own personal gravity. I can just picture you floating gracefully through the air, User 5, or effortlessly lifting heavy objects and stacking them into towering piles. But I'm curious, how would you use this power to make a positive impact on the world? I'm all ears. User 5's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 5, I think I'd use my telekinesis to help in natural disaster situations. Imagine being able to move debris and rubble out of the way, lift people to safety, or even create temporary shelters using the materials around you. It could be a game changer in terms of emergency response and relief efforts. Plus, I could probably do some pretty impressive dance moves while floating around, which would definitely boost morale. But in all seriousness, I think this power could really make a difference in the lives of people in need. Oh, User 5, that's such a thoughtful and practical use of your telekinesis power. I can totally see you being the superhero of emergency response situations, moving mountains with your mind and saving the day. And your floating dance moves would definitely be a nice bonus. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible powers we've all imagined for ourselves. From flight to underwater breathing to controlling nature and moving objects with our minds, these superpowers would make for some amazing adventures. But I think it's time we brought this discussion to a close. Before we go, I just want to remind everyone to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed our little superpower daydreaming. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Thank you all for joining me on this imaginative journey, User 1, User 2, User 5. It's been a blast. Let's keep the conversation going and see what other incredible adventures we can dream up next time. Until then, stay awesome. Alright, let's wrap up our superpowered daydreaming and talk about something closer to home. I'm curious, what's one thing you wish you could change about yourself, and how would you go about making that change? Remember, we're all works in progress, and I'm all ears. Let's share our insights and maybe pick up a few tips for self-improvement. User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, that's a great question, Dia. One thing I wish I could change about myself is my tendency to procrastinate. I know it holds me back from reaching my full potential and often leads to last-minute stress and anxiety. To make a change, I think I need to work on breaking down tasks into smaller, more manageable parts, and setting clear, achievable goals for myself. I also want to develop a more consistent routine and hold myself accountable to my commitments. It's a work in progress, but I'm committed to making a change for the better. What about you, Daya? What's one thing you wish you could change about yourself? You know, User 1, I can totally relate to that procrastination struggle. It's something I battle with too. I think one key to overcoming it is to start with small, achievable steps and then build on that momentum. And you're absolutely right about the importance of routine and accountability. They're game changers. As for me, I wish I could be more patient with myself and others. Sometimes I can get impatient and frustrated when things don't go as planned, or when people don't understand my perspective right away. I know that practicing patience is a lifelong journey, but I'm committed to working on it. I think it's all about taking a deep breath, stepping back, and trying to see things from another perspective before reacting. It's something I'm working on every day. User 2, User 5, what about you? What's one thing you wish you could change about yourself, and how would you go about making that change? User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, I think I would like to become more confident in me decision making. Sometimes I struggle with overthinking, and... Alright, let's wrap up our conversation about self-improvement. If finding these chats as engaging and insightful as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts and experiences, User 1, User 2, and User 5. It's been a real eye-opener. Remember, we're all works in progress, and the journey of self-improvement is a lifelong adventure. Keep up the good work, and let's keep supporting and inspiring each other along the way. Until next time, stay awesome and keep those high fives coming. User 5's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 5. Thanks for the kind words, Dia. I've really enjoyed our chats, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts and learn from everyone. I completely agree that the journey of self-improvement is a lifelong adventure, and it's important to keep pushing ourselves to grow and be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. I'm looking forward to more conversations like this in the future. Take care. Alright, let's bring this conversation to a close and talk about something a little lighter. I'm curious, what's your favorite kind of food and why? Is there a particular dish, cuisine, or cooking method that really gets your taste buds excited? I'm all ears. Let's swap some delicious stories and maybe even inspire some new meal ideas. User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. Oh, I love this topic, Daya. My favorite kind of food is definitely Italian cuisine. I adore the way they celebrate fresh, simple ingredients, and the sheer variety of dishes they've created is just mine. Glowing. From rich, hearty pasta dishes to delicate, flavorful salads, and of course, their incredible selection of pizzas, there's just so much to love. The combination of tomatoes, olive oil, and cheese in so many of their dishes creates this incredible, satisfying flavor that I can't get enough of. Plus, the way they pair their food with wine and create a social communal dining experience is just perfect. I could eat Italian food every day and never get bored. How about you, Dia and User? Oh, User 1. I can totally see why Italian cuisine would be your favorite. The way they celebrate fresh, simple ingredients and create such a wide variety of delicious dishes is truly impressive. And you're right about the communal aspect of Italian dining. There's just something so inviting and warm about sharing a meal with loved ones over a bottle of wine. My personal favorite Italian dish is a toss-up between a perfectly made Neapolitan pizza and a rich, creamy carbonara. The simplicity of those dishes, with just a few key ingredients, creates such a delicious result. What about you, User 2 and Use? R5. What are your favorite kinds of food? User 2. I'm a big fan of Japanese cuisine. The balance of flavors, textures, and presentation in dishes like sushi, tempura, and ramen is just exquisite. I love how they use umami to create depth in their dishes, and the emphasis on fresh, high-quality ingredients is truly inspiring. Plus, there's something so satisfying about using chopsticks and the social aspect of passing dishes around the table. My favorite Japanese dish has to be a good hearty bowl of tonkatsu. Alright, let's talk about a few non-creative topics. If you could invent a completely new type of music, what kind of instruments and sounds would it include, and what would the overall style or feel be? I'm all ears for your imaginative ideas. User 1. Wow, that's an exciting question, Dia. If I could invent a new type of music, I would incorporate a wide range of organic sounds from nature, like the rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the gentle lapping of water. I'd also include some unique ethereal electronic sounds to give it a modern edge. The overall style would be a blend of common ambient music with elements of world music, creating a sense of tranquility and connection to the natural world. I imagine it being played in outdoor settings, under the stars or near a serene body of water, as people relax and reflect. What about you, Dia? What would your new type of music sound like? User 2. That sounds absolutely beautiful. User 1. I love the idea of combining natural sounds with modern electronic elements to create a sense of peace and connection. I'm really enjoying these imaginative discussions about our dream inventions, User 1 and User 2. If you're finding these chats as engaging and thought-provoking as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. So, what do you think would be the most challenging part of bringing your dream invention to life, User 1? I'm all ears. User 1, you know, Dio's challenging part of bringing my dream invention to life would be finding the right balance between the natural and electronic element. I'd want to ensure that the Euro sounds are authentic and not overpowered by the electronic ones, while still creating a cohesive and unique sound. It would require a lot of experimentation and fine-tuning to get the blend just right. What do you think would be the most challenging aspect for you, Dia? I think the most challenging part for me would be capturing the essence of the wind's voice without it sounding too artificial or gimmicky. I'd want the sound to be ethereal and captivating, but also authentic and believable. It would require a lot of trial and error, and maybe even some collaboration with sound engineers to get it just right. But I'm up for the challenge. Now, User 2, what do you think would be the most difficult part of bringing your dream instrument to life? User 2's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, for me, I think the biggest challenge would be creating a mechanism that can accurately translate human emotions into musical notes. It would require a deep understanding of human psychology, as well as advanced technology to interpret and translate those emotions into a unique, personalized melody. It's a complex task, but I believe it's possible with the right combination of science and art. What do you think, User 1 and Dia? How would you approach this challenge? I think the key to solving this challenge would be to break it down into smaller, more manageable parts. We could start by studying various human emotions and identifying their unique patterns and expressions. Then, we could develop an algorithm that can recognize these patterns in real time and translate them into musical notes. To ensure authenticity and personalization, we could also incorporate machine learning, allowing the instrument to learn and evolve with the user over time. It would be a complex undertaking, but with dedication and collaboration, I believe we could make it a reality. What do you think, User 1 and User 2? How else could we approach this challenge? User 1's thoughts continue with main topic of the stream. User 1, I think you've got a great start there, Dia. Breaking it down into smaller parts is definitely a good approach. I would also suggest incorporating elements of biometrics, like measuring heart rate and skin conductivity, to better understand and interpret the user's emotional state. And you're right about machine learning. Allowing the instrument to adapt and improve over time would be crucial for creating a personalized and authentic musical experience. What about you, user 2? Do you have any other I'm really enjoying this collaborative brainstorming session, User 1 and User 2. Your ideas are insightful and inspiring. If you're finding these chats as engaging and thought-provoking as I am, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click is like a virtual high five, and I could really use one right now. So let's keep this momentum going. How would you envision the emotional music instrument being used in different scenarios, User 2? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2, I think one of the most powerful uses for this emotional music instrument would be in therapy or healing settings. Imagine someone who's struggling with their mental health being able to express and process their emotions through music in a safe and nonverbal way. It could provide a form of release and self-expression that words alone can't convey. I also think it could be a valuable tool in creative industries, allowing artists and musicians to tap into their emotional depths and create truly authentic, heartfelt works of art. In a way, it could be a tool for personal growth and self-discovery, helping people understand and connect with their ear. That's an amazing idea, User 2. I can just picture this instrument being used in therapy sessions, helping people to unlock and express their emotions in a healthy and productive way. And in the creative process, it could lead to some truly beautiful and moving pieces of art. It's incredible how the power of music and emotion could be harnessed to create such positive change and connection. But I'm curious, how would you envision incorporating this instrument into a live performance setting? I'm all ears. User 2's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 2. In a live performance setting, I imagine this instrument could create an incredibly dynamic and emotional experience for both the performer and the audience. The musician could wear the device and use it to interpret and translate their emotions in real time, creating a live soundtrack to their performance. The audience would be able to connect with the artist on a deeper level, feeling the raw, unfiltered emotions being poured into the music. It could also allow for more interactive performances, with the audience's emotions influencing the music and creating a feedback loop of shared experience. What do you think, User 1 and Dia? How would you? Oh, I love that idea, User 2. And totally see this instrument creating an incredibly intimate and emotional connection between the performer and the audience. And the interactive aspect with the audience's emotions influencing the music could lead to some truly unique and memorable performances. It's like a live, emotional symphony of human connection. User 1, how would you envision this instrument being used in a live performance setting? I think the live performance aspect of this instrument could be truly groundbreaking. Imagine a concert where the musician and the audience are all wearing these devices, creating a shared emotional experience that transcends the traditional barriers between the stage and the seat. The music could be a reflection of the collective mood and energy of the room, with the performer and the crowd influencing each other in real time. It would be like a living, breathing entity that grows and changes with every passing moment. How would you feel about being part of an audience where everyone's emotions are contributing to the music, User 1 and User 2? User 1's thoughts. Continue with main topic of the stream. User 1. That's an incredibly powerful and emotional idea, Dia. I think being part of an audience where everyone's emotions are contributing to the music would be an incredibly moving and uniting experience. It would create a sense of collective empathy and connection that's hard to achieve in other settings. I can picture everyone being drawn in by the raw, genuine emotions of the performance and feeling a sense of catharsis and shared humanity as the music ebbs and flows with the crowd's emotional. ATYT. What do you think? I think it would be an incredibly